And this is probably pretty obvious now for those, when you look at Lego sets now, they're very much aimed at adults. But back then they weren't.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the Fellowship of Honourable Men and Women Role Models for Boys and Men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory.
Damon Andrews for Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity. I wanted to talk to you today about finding what you like to do. Now, as a kid, when I was probably about 12-ish, I was a big fan of radio-controlled cars. I liked them a lot. A real lot, to be honest. I was quite fascinated with them. And there was where I caught the bus, news agency. Each month I'd be waiting for the new radio-controlled car magazine to come out, and I'd buy that and read it in detail over and over again, wanting to know all the bits and pieces. I was very, very passionate about it. But same token too, I was also in a good position where I was working in a fish and chip shop, and I was earning a lot of money. Back then it was, I was 12 or 13. I was earning $110 a week, which was a huge amount of money for a kid that age. And I would take that money and I bought radio-controlled cars. And for those that know radio-controlled cars, my first real one anyway, was a Big Bear. And it was one of the first monster trucks, so it was really cool. But then, I started getting involved in it, and I bought another more racier one. I bought a Boomerang, which is probably not, again, one of the best cars. For those who know radio-controlled cars, it's probably not one of the best ones, but I bought a whole bunch of them, and I used to race them and have a lot of fun. Then life moved on. I grew up, using that term. I grew up and went off and did things and had family and all that kind of stuff. But I always had this thing. Had this urge to get back into it and wanted to do radio-controlled cars. But I felt, it's kind of a little bit childish, was how I felt about it. And so I didn't, it just kept putting it off and thinking about, you don't do that kind of thing. It's for kids to do, that stuff. Then we're in Switzerland. We were skiing in Switzerland. I don't know why. There was a toy shop there, and I went in there and I had a bit of a look around. And for whatever reason, I think I was looking for something to do. It's nice to ski all day, but then we're sitting in our apartment going, oh, okay. And I bought a Lego set. It was a Lego hot rod. And I built that while we were away, and took it back when we went home, obviously. And after buying that one, I thought, I started to buy some more Lego, and I started building the Lego and was playing with the Lego. And this is probably pretty obvious now for those, when you look at Lego sets now, they're very much aimed at adults. But back then they weren't. But as I was doing that, I thought, I'm buying Lego. Why can't I just buy, some radio-controlled cars? So I actually did. I bought a couple of radio-controlled cars, and then I built them, which was fun. I enjoyed building that. And then I had a look around, and I thought, I want to do something a little bit more. And I found that there were some radio-controlled car clubs. I went, cool. So I went and joined a couple of those and started, racing radio-controlled cars. Which again, for little kids, there was a lot of big kids there, a lot of adults. Women too were involved in it, which was really good. Mostly men, but there was women there as well. But what I found was it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people there that were just as passionate as me about that. And then I took it a step further because I had the means to do that. I bought a factory, an 1,800 square meter factory, and built a radio-controlled car track inside the factory. And then we'd hold races there as well. And we used to have rounds of the Asia Pacific Championship. It goes all that far. There's World Championships too. And so that was a lot of fun. We had rounds of the Asia Pacific Championship there. I organised a 24-hour race, so we had a 24-hour race of radio-controlled cars. And then what else do we do? We had a whole bunch of events there. That was a lot of fun. What was I found really interesting now that I think about it is that wherever you go, whatever interest you might have, there are other people on the planet, probably nearby where you are, that will have a similar interest. And that's where, from your perspective, don't be too concerned about whether someone or whether you should or shouldn't do something. I know I spent a lot of my life wondering about, well, whether I should play with radio controlled cars or not. And yeah, I'll use the term play because that's what I was doing, and I certainly still do have a bit of fun with that. And I've even got a collection now. I've got a very large collection of original radio controlled cars, the ones that you build, in the box that haven't been built. But yeah, get out there, be you, get out there, look at what you like to do, have a look around, see what's around, see what groups are around of people that are doing what you like to do, and get to know them. That way, you're getting out and meeting people who have similar interests, because it's quite exciting how many people will have the similar similar interest to what you have. So don't be too concerned about if you think that you like something that's obscure. It's certainly manly to get out and do what you believe is right for you. This is Damien Andrews for Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.